Hello, friends. Welcome to another session of Emotional Café, your virtual platform to continue with your emotional growth. Here, like every week, Xiomara Mayo Ingram bringing topics and concerns and questions and different themes that can help us on that path of growing and continue improving ourselves. And today, our topic is a very special one because it's the thankfulness for the freedom to choose, to decide, to have choices. Wow, that is so huge because when you think about it, being thankful for the freedom of choices and being free to decide and being free to choose whatever is best for me actually reflects a connection with myself, understanding that I am completely responsible for the kind of life that I want to have and for the kind of person that I want to be. And that is really huge. If you think about it, throughout our life is just based on all the choices we've made, the results, the consequences. Some of them will be really good. Some choices we've made are something that make us feel happy and glad we did that, and we feel so satisfied and so well about it. And the consequences are so positive, and we are very grateful for those. But when it comes to those choices that turns out to be not so good choices, and the consequences, those results are maybe negative or something that made us feel sad or something that made us feel not so good about it, then we are not so grateful about those, are we? We don't feel so thankful for those choices we've made. But the truth is that that's what life is about, the choices we make and being free, being entirely free to make that choice. That's what my topic is about today. I want you to think about all the different things that we get to choose for ourselves, the kind of choices that we have ahead of us. The first one is what kind of life, what kind of quality in your life you want to have. And why do I start with this one? Because sometimes we whine and sometimes you hear people complaining, I'm so stressed, my life is so stressful, and I don't even know how I got to this point. Oh yes, you do know how you got to this point, and you do know how to change it. Now, the question will be, would you want to change it? Because the truth is that we are responsible for the kind of life that we want to have, and we are free to choose what kind of life we want. We are free to choose if we don't like the way that our life is, if we don't like the stress we're coping with, what are we going to do about it? That's when freedom starts playing for you to make a choice. What are you going to do about it with the life that you don't want? What are you going to do about the stress that you're feeling that it's affecting you and that you no longer want? If it's true, you no longer want it. What are you going to do about it? And that's when freedom to choose plays out. We also get to choose our love relationships. What kind of relationships we're going to be in? Who are we going to share our lives and our dreams and our goals with? Who are we going to develop this life project together with? And that's a very interesting one because sometimes we want something and this other person that we're sharing our life with probably does not want the same thing. What are we going to do about it? Is that what you want? To force someone into the kind of life that you want to develop, even though they don't want the same thing than you? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to stay there knowing that it's not going to work out? Or are you going to make the choice of moving on and simply finding someone that wants the same thing than you? Maybe your case is that you are in a relationship in which maybe the two of you no longer feel so appreciated and so in love like you once did. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to realize that you have the choice to invest time and seek for help and find ways to nurture each other, to make each other feel appreciated and somehow restart the passion between the two of you? Or are you going to just drop the towel and move away and forget about everything and about everything that the two of you have built together? What is going to be your choice? Maybe your case is that you already had a relationship and somehow it ended. And right now you're dwelling on someone that clearly didn't want the same thing that you wanted, that clearly regardless the reasons that might have, shows a different path to take than the one that the two of you were walking together. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay there and cry for the rest of your life for that lost love? Or are you going to have the choice of moving on and finding another love along your way? Maybe someone that will want the same thing, that finally the two of you can put those goals together and put the actions together to make it happen. What are you going to do? That's when freedom to choose plays out in your life. Another important aspects that we also get to make choices, important choices, has to do with friendships. What kind of friends are your friends today? What kind of friends do you like to hang out with? Do you like to socialize? Do you like to learn from? And what kind of people are you sharing your life with? Are you going and telling your deepest secrets and what you feel and the kind of things that are happening to people that like to gossip, people that likes to go and talk about you on your back, people that like exposing you out there, or people that are toxic and are always negative about everything? Who are the people that you are choosing to share your friendship with, to share your life with, to share the most important aspects of who you are and the kind of life you have with? That's a choice you make. Why do we want to continue hanging out with the wrong people? How is it so hard that we see that those people have nothing to give us, and yet we try to hold on to them and to continue with a friendship that is not doing us any good? What about the people that are always growing, the people that are always happy, the people that are positive, the people that can accept you for who you are without judging you, the people that are always there for you and that always have a good word for you, a support, encouraging word for you? What about those? It's a choice we make. So the freedom to make those choices is what we are thankful for today, because we have the choice. And at the end of the day, just being totally free to choose, it's probably one of the greatest gifts we'll ever have. I understand there are people that live in countries that they don't feel they have that freedom of choices, that sometimes even before they're born or right when they're little babies, someone have already decided who they're going to be getting married with. I know that there are countries that sometimes you are part of a commercial transaction without you being able to say any different. I understand that. But is that your situation today? Because maybe we think about those, but that's not really what's going on with us today. And we are so afraid of having to make our own choices that we prefer that others decide for us. No, my dear friends, freedom to choose is something that belongs to us. And it's something that we, at the end of the day, we can look at our lives and say, I don't like the way I'm going. I don't like what I'm doing. I don't like the things that are happening. That's fine. What are you going to do about it? What do you want to do about it? What do you think is best for you? What do you think will make you feel happier, better? How do you think you're going to feel in the kind of life that you wish for yourself? That's the freedom to choose what you want. And no one can take that away from us. We usually are the ones that give it away by expecting someone else to tell us what to do or to decide for us. And when you think about that, yeah, freedom to choose is a huge reason to be feeling grateful, to say that we're thankful for that freedom that allows us to think and make those changes and make the adjustments. I cannot change anything out of myself. I cannot change the way others think, the way others act. Maybe I don't have the power to change some circumstances, but I do have the power to change my own attitudes, my thoughts, my actions, and the kind of aspects in my life that needs to be changed. I know what they are. We all know what they are, but sometimes we just don't want to look at them because we don't want to exercise our freedom to choose. And we prefer to sit down and let life happen And my dear friends, it doesn't happen like that. We need to make things happen. We need to start seeing our choices ahead of us and think about all the different results of each one of those choices. What's going to be the consequences and what will be what I'll be most at peace with. That's what life is about. Don't let anyone or anything take away that huge gift that we all have, freedom to choose, freedom to make our own choices. And that is something that we need to be thankful for. I am thankful for being able to see ahead and decide what's best for me, what kind of people are best for me, and what kind of life I want to enjoy. My dear friends, thank you for joining me in this session of Emotional Cafe, and I hope to see you next week with another interesting topic so we can continue with our emotional growth. See you then.